Hey, Merfolk fans, I'm Joe. Thanks very much for joining me today. I did a Merfolk stream, I think it was like this past weekend, and this is the first time I had played Merfolk in a while, and realized just I really want to get back into playing the deck more. I have been playing Soul Herder just nonstop. For me, it's just like super exciting that it's such a new deck and there's so many possibilities to explore. Like people just today were talking about like why we're not main decking this card, which just seems like such a nutty card to be able to grab with Chord of Calling. Like I didn't realize like exactly the extent of what this card can do. Like it can kill Karn, it can kill any Eldrazi that doesn't have indestructible, I guess. And apart from that, it just kills a whole bunch of creatures. Right? It can kill Eidolon the Great Rebel. It just kills a lot of stuff. So gonna try playing with this. But looking at like the shape of this crazy deck, like I have to minimize the cards to fit on the screen. And going to like a Merfolk deck, it's just like such a breath of fresh air. It's like four of, four of, four of. Whereas these Soul Herder decks are so many singletons and just lots of random effects. It's really nice to come back to, I guess, home and just play Merfolk for a while. So today's list that I'm going to play was put together by a pilot over in the Discord. I think you'd say his name Cactus Owie something. Cactus. So I'm just going to call him Cactus. So I tried this weekend to play Mono Blue. And any of you guys who have joined me in the past or watching my old videos, you know that I'm big supporter of Mono Blue Merfolk. People in the Discord have been saying that it's unplayable because of just how grindy all these Lurrus decks are. Like we can't hope to compete since all they do is just remove our creatures and then recur things from their graveyard every turn, just drowning us with like Mishra's Bauble turn after turn after turn. I tried it this past weekend and I went 3-2, lost to a couple combo decks like Devoted Druid. I forget what the other one was, maybe Neoform or something like that. Or no, I think it beat Neoform. I can't remember what the other deck was that we lost to, but Mono Blue felt fine. Apart from Mono Blue though, right now people are either just playing like the old blue green because it's more aggressive. You've got the other 2-drop Lord with Merfolk Mistbinder. Or folks are just playing either blue white or black, or I guess blue white or blue black to have access to Lurrus in Merfolk. Then you're going to be running Mishra's Baubles and maybe Chalice of the Void in the main, and just rebuying stuff with Lurrus, presumably. Obviously, you can't run things like Nararijiri or Brazen Borrower since they cost 3 mana. And Lurrus sort of prohibits that, but it seems like probably the strongest thing that Merfolk can be doing right now is playing Lurrus. It's such a busted card. It was like back when Oko was legal, probably the best thing that you could have been doing is just playing blue-green Merfolk with 4 Oko. And people are like, oh, maybe I'll run 1 Oko or 2 Oko. It's like, no, you're gonna play the sort of ban level, just like card that's breaking the format. You're gonna play as many of those as you can. So right now, I think Lurrus is probably where it's at, but it's not really for me. Like, I'm not that excited about running all these random non-Merfolk. I also don't want to spend $200 right now for a playset of Mishra's Baubles, so maybe eventually, maybe I'll get there. But anyhow, for today's stream, we're gonna try Cactus's list. He 5-0'd with this a couple days ago, got published, so congratulations, Cactus, for that. He's on 20 lands, very standard for Merfolk for a long time. You could potentially trim a land on the draw with Ether Vial. I think we've all figured out that the math says that's sort of okay. Got the 3 Wanderwind Hubs, 3 Seachrome Coasts. Let's see, just a couple fetches, couple Hallowed Fountains, 3 Mutavaults. That seems a little heavy to me, given the color requirements. I think I might start off by trimming a Mutavault. I had talked to Cactus about adding Cavern of Souls. Now, Cavern of Souls obviously plays really well with Chalice of the Void because maybe you'll find yourself in a matchup where Chalice on 2 is sort of the nuts, and we obviously have a lot of 2-drops that we might want to play. That's where Cavern might come in. So, Tuxdev, welcome. We did beat Neoform, yeah, and then we lost to Goblins. Thanks for reminding me. I guess over Oko is a thing, but I mean, it's going to be hard to say that you should play any fewer than 4 Okos, but 3 Okos sounds fine. So I guess 1 Cavern is probably okay. I mean, this is not sort of really a 2-color deck. It's just trying to support Unsettled Mariner. Now, I had tested this card maybe a year ago, or whenever Modern Horizons came out, like, I guess after that, obviously. This is from Modern Horizons, right? I remember, yes, this was like the slap in the face, like 1 Merfolk card. Like, here, you guys can have your Merfolk, and at the same time, like, humans can have its Merfolk, and every other tribe gets Unsettled Mariner. Actually, I got blown out by this card against Elementals. Like, I had mana up for removal, and they went to activate Ether Vial on 2. I was like, what's it going to be? It's going to be like some other random elemental. But nope, it was Unsettled Mariner, and I had no mana to remove anything. So this is a card that gets people. We really need some Merfolk, more like specific Merfolk stuff, but Unsettled Mariner is a really, really powerful card. There's a lot of burn around, a lot of red, a lot of just red spells in people's deck, whether it's prowess or burn. Lightning Bolt, that kind of stuff, or just general removal. This guy's going to tax every single one of those, whether it goes at our creatures or at us. So against burn, this guy's kind of the nuts, because every single Lightning Bolt is going to cost 2, unless they remove this guy, in which case it's burn that's being obviously diverted away from your face. So, the only white card in the main, Unsettled Mariner. In the sideboard, we've got Selfless Spirit, which I haven't really played with, apart from like a short stint when I tried Spirits out. I think Stoneheart in the Merfolk Discord convinced me to try like a what is that 1 blue mana enchantment? Curious Possession? Is that what it is? Where like if you damage an opponent, you get to draw a card, something like that. Basically a low to the ground kind of Spirits deck running Curious Obsession, and it was kind of fun, but I didn't really enjoy it too much. But that was probably the last time I played Selfless Spirit. Obviously, this card's in the sideboard for like sweepers, I guess. So I have to sort of know when to bring this in. Rest in Peace, self-explanatory. A couple extra counter spells in the sideboard. We got 3 Forces and 2 Spell Pierce. I didn't confirm with Cactus whether 3 is like the exact number he wants of forces, or whether it's like a budget thing. Spell Pierce seems interesting combined with Mariner, since, you know, we're trying to tax the opponent. Similarly, Curse Catcher is going to sort of add to the pile of tax effects, I guess. Not quite sure why you wouldn't play all 4 Wanderwine hubs. It's pretty great. It's like Tundra in this deck. So I guess we'll sort of see how it runs. He's got the 2 Waterlog Groves, pretty typical, I guess. I guess this evening we'll see how 2 Mutavaults feels. Cactus ran 3 and 150. Let's finish out the sideboard. A little bit more graveyard hate on top of the relic. Rest in Peace with 1 relic and 1 Ashiok. Ashiok also going to stop searching effects, bring it in against even like Death Shadow, I guess, get their graveyard empty, and so turn off their fetch lands. Chalice, you guys might have to point out like opportunities for me to bring in Chalice. It's not a card that I've really enjoyed playing with in the past, but I know it can do a lot of work. I have played with it a fair amount. I just don't really like the play style too much. I ran it in the league this past weekend, and it was pretty poor in general, so I'm happy to see it in the sideboard instead of in main. Damping Sphere, going to come in against like Storm and against Strawn and against any other deck that wants to cast a lot of spells. So yeah, with all that explaining out of the way, if you guys have any questions or suggestions about this build before I jump into the league, speak now or forever hold your peace. Looks good to me. Obviously pretty well for Cactus. 2 Hallowed Fountain, 1 Cavern at this point. If I were to add 1 more Cavern into the deck, what would I trim? I think 1 is probably where I want to be. I don't want to get stuck with like Cavern Mutavault and a bunch of Spell Pierces and Spreading Seas. But there are a lot of counter spells in the mid game right now, so let's jump in. Let's see how it goes. Tux, you're always mentioning Damping Matrix. It's like your favorite card. It's Kyle's favorite card. And I don't even know if it is his favorite card. I mean, he talked about it like for a little while. And then I don't even know if he's like playing it now. Yeah, it does need more blink effects. This deck, it's blue-white, right? So we need 4 Ephemerate for sure. All right, so I am kind of a Merfolk noob these days. I've got all my chops back, like with Ether Vial and those kinds of triggers and whatnot, but I'm fully prepared to punt once or twice this evening. Like this weekend, I think I played like a Relic of Progenitus on turn 1 instead of playing Ether Vial on turn 1 against it was like some random Scape Shift, like Bring to Light Scape Shift with like Oko. I mean, not Oko, Uro. I'll try not to do that. All right, winning the die roll out the gate. This hand looks playable. I think we'll probably open with Seachrome Coast. Don't give away any information. We don't have to. I would imagine, depending on what we see, I might just open with Mariner, so I'll keep this. I forgot to say like the Merfolk prayer before starting the league. Like, may every opening hand have Ether Vial. May we always win the die roll. I am not a religious person, but sometimes Magic Online makes you feel like a little bit of prayer wouldn't be misplaced. All right, opponent kept their 7. We're playing against Cheeseburger Jim. Opponent passing without playing a land. I can dig it. They're going to their second main. Lotus Bloom and then City Brass. So all our counter spells going to be good. This is almost certainly going to be Ad Nauseam, which means that our Unsettled Mariner are probably not going to do too much work. Actually, let's see. Actually, I guess it does work. They have to pay a little bit extra for although they have different win conditions now. They have like Thassa's Oracle. I don't know. It's hard to know like what's going on with all these combo decks with these new win conditions. The last time I saw an Ad Nauseam deck, it won with Thassa's Oracle. But if they go for Lightning Storm, because they have to for every land that I can pitch, they probably have to pay 1 extra, I'd imagine, with Mariner on the board. 2 City Brass, no turn 2 play, except, I don't know, what are they going to do here? So we definitely just have to jam here. So this Lotus Bloom, they have 2 on suspend. They're both going to come off suspend next turn, so we really, really want to rip some kind of counterspell. Okay, exiling a Simian Spirit Guide. This could just be Unlife, makes sense. Fair enough. It's gonna add another turn to our clock. Borrower is a cool one. I think the line here is to bounce the Unlife in response to them trying to go off. They could have a Pact of Negation, but it's like it's our best option. But in the meantime, we're just gonna play a Lord and untap land. Yeah, if we bounce the unlife, we should just be... It might just win the game itself. All right, 7 damage. They've already exiled 1 Spirit Guide. Again, I think that their win condition is probably going to be like a Laboratory Maniac type thing, but that does require a little bit more mana than the Lightning Storm win condition. Blue mana also, but they do have 2 Lotus Blooms coming off, so... Okay. So they're going to get these Lotus Blooms. They're going to have access to at least 8 mana, which is, you know, it's a lot of mana. Do what you're going to do. I could tap one of their Lotus Blooms with Readery if I cast Trickster, but that just seems stupid. All right, and a land. Okay, it's going to be okay. Thassa's Oracle. So I guess I could just bounce Thassa's Oracle as well, right? But they could I guess, hold on. They're probably gonna have enough mana to like replay whatever I try to bounce in theory, right? So they've got 2 mana up, 2 cards in hand. If I bounce the Thassa's Oracle, no. I just bounce Unlife and then they die like right away, I think. As soon as Ad Nauseam resolves, assuming they don't have the counter spell. It always blows my mind when these decks have the counter spell, because it's like, how do they have all the pieces they need plus the protection? It's just like so incredibly unlikely. Yeah, I think it looks like we won here. I guess they could... Yeah, I think yeah, the spell is resolving, so yeah, that's it. All right, game 1 against Ad Nauseam. We did it, guys. Begin sideboarding. That was a very timely rip on that Brazen Borrower. A good reason to potentially not run Lurrus, just being able to play Borrower. Echoing Truth would have done the same thing, which you can run with Lurrus, obviously. So against Ad Nauseam, we obviously want the Deprise. We want the Chalices, just name 0, right? And then they can't play any packs, and they can't play any Lotus Blooms. I don't think Ashiok does anything. You guys can let me know otherwise. Is Dismember worth bringing in for like Thassa's Oracle? Or is the win condition attached to the ability? I'd imagine it's attached to the ability. Like at the end of the ability, it says, if you have no cards in the deck or something, you win. It's not like a static ability like Laboratory Maniac. Damping Matrix seems like... Damping Sphere seems like it might be worth bringing in. I think we cut all Spreading Seas, although they can bring in like a... God, that land that makes things uncounterable. Curse Catcher seems good. Harbinger probably kind of unnecessary, though it's a body. Trim a couple Harbingers. Probably not targeting us with too much stuff, so I can take out a Mariner, I guess, and that seems probably pretty good. You guys have any suggestions that I haven't brought in here? Options are, Dismember, Ashiok, Rest in Peace, obviously not really useful. They do bring in some board wipes sometimes, like Bantu's Last Reckoning. I can't really imagine I want to bring in Selfless Spirit against Ad Nauseam. I don't even know if Damping Sphere is really worth it, but they do. Like if they're the turn they're going off, they need to pay extra for like Lotus Blooms and Ad Nauseam and Thassa's Oracle. So I'll run it like that. Not seeing too many suggestions in chat. I'm not afraid to admit, I admitted it up front that I'm a little bit rusty with Merfolk, so I'm totally happy to take some of your guys' suggestions. Opponent's keeping 7, I'm keeping 7. So I feel like we kind of want to aggressively Spell Pierce, right? Like if they play a Pentad Prism next turn, like just pierce it. Which means I'll probably just play Wanderwine Hub and reveal a Silvergill Adept. Or do we hold Spell Pierce in this matchup? What do you guys think? Counter the Pentad Prism or save it for the Ad Nauseam? I can go either way, I guess. Don't really feel like countering that. They don't have any Lotus Bloom suspended, so it doesn't look like they're going to win in the next 2 turns. I have countered this kind of stuff out of Ad Nauseam before, like in the past, but it's probably a hand where I had like 2 or 3 counter spells. So there's the Lotus Bloom. There's another land. It's a white land. Just reveal one of these Island Muck Lords for now. All we want is interactive stuff like Brazen Borrower. I guess that counts. Damping Sphere. It's just we have to find a window to play something like that. Particularly on the draw, we need to develop our board. There's the Pentad Prism. If I draw Chalice, I'm just going to play it on 0, right? Not on 1. Okay. Also have Chalice in the mix. Seachrome Coast. So this is not coming off suspend or for a little bit, 2 turns. So I don't need to hold up Spell Pierce just yet, which means I should probably just, although they have mana to just win next turn, if they can do that. So maybe I just take this turn, play Damping Sphere, hold up Spell Pierce, but I feel like I'm not going to cast Spell Pierce next turn unless they go for it, in which case it would probably be pretty wonderful. Actually, if I play Damping Sphere, it probably makes it so they can't go off next turn. If I play, let's see, I can go Regery right now, hope that they don't have it, and that they kind of need the Lotus Bloom, but what did they do with their Serum Visions? They went top. Bottom, top. So, I mean, they need to play a bunch of spells the turn that they go off. So it's going to tax their spells. So I think it adds a turn to the clock, right? I guess Lord, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. We do need a bit of a clock, so I'll play a Lord this turn. hold up Spell Pierce. Next turn, I guess I can go Regery, hold up Spell Pierce. Damping Sphere seems potentially just better on the play when we have a bit more leeway with our tempo. I mean, if Damping Sphere was literally the only interaction we had, I think, I'd probably take that opportunity to get Damping Sphere down. Or maybe just wait till next turn and play Lord and play Damping Sphere. Alright, so they got 6 mana here. Which means they need like Angel's Grace plus Ad Nauseam. If this is Unlife, do we Spell Pierce this and just make them pay out of their Pentad Prism? I think we've got the Spell Pierce, so like, just rip it now, I guess. Next turn, they're going to have like infinite mana, so the Spell Pierce becomes a little bit less useful. I mean, why even play Mariner though? Why not just play a Lord in Damping Sphere? Well, that's interesting. They could have just paid for it. Are they going for it right now? I guess they have the last 2 cards in their hand, or how can they even win right now? Well, now, I guess they have, right, they can just pact, and it doesn't, So they must have the Angel's Grace in hand. So what is this? Spoils of the Vault. Oh, I guess they just win right now, huh? Because they can name a card that's like not in their deck. All right, I guess that's one way to win. That's kind of cool. It's not the most common line, but I've seen this before. But I think with Laboratory Maniac. So what did they name, just to see like what cute card they named? So he named Lord of Atlantis from Spoils of the Vault. Yeah, if we check out their deck, I mean, what are we looking for here? Thassa's Oracle, 2 Thassa's Oracles. They got an Echoing Truth. There's a Lightning Storm in there. All right, I mean, that was a turn 4 on the play for them. So we've got a bunch of counter spells in the deck that we haven't really drawn into yet. Just that one Spell Pierce. They had more than enough mana to deal with that. Plus their own Pact, which was a pretty cool turn, actually. I think they had exact Season mana. Oh yeah, you can Abandon Hope. That's pretty cool, actually. Very stylish. So, I mean, in this matchup, to me, it just seems like Unsettled Mariner is... it seems like it's not really doing anything, because they can just go for their Thassa's Oracle win. Except, it's just a beater, basically. So, like, Spoils of the Vault doesn't actually search, just like Ad Nauseam, right? You just reveal cards from the top of the deck, so, like, Ashiok doesn't actually do anything. We haven't drawn our Curse Catchers. We still have Forces and Deprives that we can draw into. I mean, the setup is probably fine. I think if we had Brazen Bar in hand, we would have probably won again, since they went with Unlife instead of Angel's Grace. All right. I mean, on play, deck with a bunch of counterspells seemed like it should be slightly favored against the combo deck. We also have the Chalices, right? So they won't be able to pact us. Speaking of Chalice, this is really, really, really nice. Keep this. Opponent mulliganing to 6. Seems like they're keeping their 6. Taking a moment to think about it. Maybe they're on the fence. All right, they kept 6. Tell me what Chalice on 1 hits against them that really matters? Isn't Chalice for 0 like the nuts because they can't cast Lotus Bloom and they can't cast Pax? Like, isn't that just better than 1? I guess they can't cast Angel's Grace, but like I guess Serum Visions. Right. Well, I mean, those are cards, but I mean, if they can't cast Lotus Bloom, they're going to have to wait till like turn 5 or something like that to go off, I think. All right. I mean, are you guys in agreement? Do you think 1 is better than 0? Blind Man and Tux. Do we have a consensus? Well, 0 means that we can counter stuff and they're probably not going to be able to counter back. Unless they have, I guess it also turns off, like they probably brought in some amount of Veil of Summers, things like that. Okay, fair enough. So we'll go with 1. But it turns off my Spell Pierce too. Doesn't that factor into this? I guess I can't Spell Pierce Angel's Grace anyway. All right, I'll do it on 1, and then if I draw another one, obviously you can put it down for 0. All right. Hopefully the only Serum Visions will be able to resolve this game. Oh, they went top with the Serum Visions. Hey. Now I can pitch a Spell Pierce to force. So if they packed this... Okay, they didn't pack that. Looks like either of them might want to go to 3 of this game. But we're probably going to use this guy just as a bounce spell anyway, so I'm just kind of kidding, I think. Okay. Hopefully Chalice doing work here. There's no suspended Lotus Blooms. Okay. I may well take the Ethereal up to 3. I don't want this Reery to rot in my hand. And we've got a counterspell that we can play for free. This seems pretty forcible, I think, right? Well, I have the Borrower for this, so I think I left this resolve and just sort of chill with the Borrower. Yeah. All right, so this is turn 3. Opponent playing pretty fairly. It's all good. I'm gonna take it up. We're gonna draw our Regeries. There we go. Oh, that's something. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I see people not take up Vile with Regery in hand, and I feel like it's just like always wrong. So now we've got hard cast force, if we want to do that. Opponent just passed through. I love it. Really, really love it. Okay, can't cast that. Well, I can, but it'll get countered. Yeah, Spell Pierce is decent to pitch here. It'd be nice if I could pitch this Ether Vial. Miss another land drop opponent. Well, that's sort of yucky. It kind of makes me think I should flash in Brazen Borrower. Just Violin in, I guess, as a beater. You guys agree with that line? Should I get 3 more damage on the board now, since I can't really bounce both of them? Thoughts? All right, fair. Let's get the clock going. So that's a 8. We're not going to get this guy. Still quite clock here. I mean, it's quite a number of turns until we win, until we have a chance to win. Not really drawing super well past the opening hand. But the opponent's not hitting land drops, and they can't play any 1-drops. So we need to swing currently 3 more times. The Lord makes it 2 more times. One plays found a land. They could have some number of Simian Spirit Guides. It's always scary. So all right, they did suspend a Lotus Bloom. So Chalice on 0 is still alive, I guess. Man, just cycle that right away. All right, that's something. Still need 2 attacks after this. But if we draw a Lord, it goes 4/3/3. It's 10. So they can't cast Angel's Grace. No, I'm not feeling Chalice on 2. Okay, so they're going pack here. Doesn't seem great for them. They can't cast Angel's Grace. They could have an Echoing Truth for the Chalice on 1, in which case I would just force it, I guess. Could also just force this pact, but I think it's kind of fine letting this resolve. They have to pay 5 mana or Angel's Grace. Oh, they could have a Spirit Guide? All right, Lord off the top for the win. That's not a Lord. Not particularly close to being a Lord. Yeah, that's got 2 more turns. The way that they pacted, that chalice, I feel like they might have another pact in hand. Game is over unless they can play through this force on 4 mana right now, not being able to cast Angel's Grace. But Angel's Grace doesn't matter so much because they've got the unlife here. I think opponent is conceding. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. All right. Well, I think that is a favorable matchup for us. So, nice way to start the league. Let's check out if Cheeseburger Jim has any trophies. Not yet. Tux, what are you saying? They have a -3 on what? Yeah, could be the case, I guess. They also take their entire turn off, right? So if they don't play Pact, potentially they have some way to win. If they don't have to spend all their mana paying for the Pact, like if they just top deck ad nauseum, couldn't they just cast it? Because they had a Simian Spirit Guide in hand, so they had the Phyrexian Unlife. They could have just ripped ad nauseum and tried to win that way. Of course, then they don't have the Pact to back it up, but they didn't know that I had the counterspell, so. Guys, can you tell me, is the Cardboard Live thing working? Are you seeing the list in the little the plugin for Twitch? Blindman22, are you in the Merfolk Discord? Because if you're not, you can check out my Twitter page. It's twitter.com/merfolkjoe, and there's a link to the Merfolk Discord. There's all sorts of. It's showing you Urian. I didn't even I think that deck is not even. I guess I have to figure out how to use Cardboard Life, because I went there, I uploaded a new deck, I deleted the old deck. I feel like every time I update the deck, I might need to plug in a new little key that they give me, like a little code. I forget what it's called, like a big number thing that I have to copy and paste into Twitch. I thought just updating the deck list and having that as the only deck list that I can see, but I guess it's weird that it still shows Urian. Sorry about that, guys. But anyhow, Blind Man, I was saying, if you go to the Discord, yeah, there's 100 people who will be happy to talk to you about your deck list. So yeah, anyhow, speaking of Twitter, I've never been a big fan of much social media. I think Twitter is where a lot of the stupidest things happen. But it's kind of a good way to shoot out little bits of information to people, like the schedule for my streams and things like that. So I finally started a Twitter page. So again, it's twitter.com/merfolkjoe. If any of you guys are not following my Twitch channel, please do that. I'm going to try to stream Merfolk every Wednesday. This looks like a keep. We will go turn 1, Polluted Delta, getting, I guess, Hallowed Fountain. Unless it's Ponza, then we'll just get an island, I guess. I mean, it's just a kind of on the play, old-fashioned kind of Lord hand. But this is a keep. Opponent kept as well. Polluted Delta represent, I guess, Death Shadow. Opponents, oh, okay, well, this hand, okay, no map. I'm gonna hope to draw into some kind of counter spells. Don't really have to worry about what kind of land we get here. Trickster could be useful. This could be a Drawzitron, in which case Trickster is going to be super duper useful. We'll get Regery down next turn. If we get to untap past that, we could be we could be good to go. Yeah. Walking Ballista on 1 is not very, very scary. Not very, very scary. So now, wow, this is interesting. Now the question is, do I play Lord or do I play and hold up Spell Pierce, or do I just jam Regery? I'm inclined to just jam Regery. This could be any kind of Tron, I think, at this point. Blue Tron certainly runs Ballistas in the main deck. I think some versions of green do, and I believe Eldrazi Tron does as well. What's your guys' line here? Regery gives us like the best chance, obviously, to just like explode next turn. We could play our hand out and hold up Spell Pierce next turn. All right, so we'll respect Tron basically, and hold up Spell Pierce next turn. Basically, we're going to slow the clock down by a turn to respect the power of Tron. Opponent plays a Tron land, they can only tick Ballista up once. Probably not very good for them. If they play O-Stone off of Tron, they can't crack it yet. All right, very nice call, guys. Very nice call. Now, I mean, if it's just a turn 4 Ugin, you know, I think we just get wrecked. All right, opponent. Do you have the turn 4 Ugin after the turn 3 Karn? Gonna wreck my silly Merfolk deck. Oh, they're throwing the Ballista under the bus. Could be Bluetron. Second tower for Ulamog. Second mine. Hey, got those stars out there. White mana. Interesting. Interesting. What are they doing with that white mana? Don't have lethal yet. Still have access to 8 mana. Frightening. Oh god. Wrath of God. Okay, alright. Wrath of God. Well, I love having this waterlogged grove here. So we managed to find like the mono white Tron opponent. Okay. Opponent down to 3 cards. They've got infinite mana. Set tap this guy, attack 4/5, draw a card off Waterlog Grove if we need to next turn. Yeah, we need to. Meta deck. Jesus, deck. Come on. Spreading Seas into Lord is still lethal next turn. But that was bad running right there with the islands. Opponent gonna cycle the clearing. Looks like it. I mean, any haymaker is just gonna be rough here. Like really, really rough. But if they've just got more magist, ooh, opponent passing. What is up, opponent? Deck. This deck jamming me up. Block opponent. Don't block. Don't block opponent. Take it. All right. So now a trickster off the top should win. Again, spreading seas into a lord would win. Brazen Borrower would win. Opponent, don't play anything. Top. Oh my god. Are we gonna die to Heliod combo? Another Walking Ballista. Like, why didn't he play the Walking Ballista the last, like, 8 turns that he had? Isn't that, oh, they can't pay to give it lifelink yet? Oh, they can kill my lord, though. That's yucky. They just kill my whole board if they want to. Huh. Well, we managed to lose that game. Wrath of God into Heliod combo. Alright, good game, opponent. Bad running on our side was at 8 lands. 7 lands. Man. No, we had our chances. All right. So it seems like Damping Sphere is gonna be good. Obviously deprives Ashiok. Turns off like maps on the play. I think Ashiok's pretty good. Dismember to take out their Walking Ballistas could be good. I feel like Selfless Spirit could be good against situations like what we just ran into, where Ballista just pings down our team. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they just... Curse Catcher's probably poor. Trim those guys. It's an aggressive, it's a 1-drop creature, but it's just kind of bad. Like, it's creature combo. And Curse Catcher doesn't do anything against, like, Karn. I like all the lords. Obviously, anything counter-spelly is pretty good. Unsettled Mariner is solid against Walking Ballista. Harbinger, probably not amazing. I leave 2 cuts left to be made. Spell Pierce definitely pulled his weight that game. Man, we should have had that game. That Wrath of God was so out of left field. I guess Trickster can, like, turn off a Ballista or something for a turn. All right, what are the next 2 cuts? What do you guys think? We have a minute to figure it out. It's between, I guess, like Dismember, Ashiok, Brazen Borrower. I guess Brazen Borrower, you can like bounce Ashiok. Sorry, I mean bounce Heliod like in response. Whoa, that was loud. So anyhow, what do you guys think about the last cut here? I'm guessing Chalice is no good against the Tron deck. Could play it on 1. Actually, I think it does hit a fair amount of stuff, but we'll have to wait for game 3 for that, I think. Maybe I'll trim 1 Regery and 1, I don't know, 1 Dismember. I like Dismember though. Maybe just both Regeries. All right. Nice. Oh, hey, Shark. Yeah, it's mono white. It was we got Wrath of Godded. We got Wrathed of Godded. So we're gonna keep this. And I guess I'll just get an island on turn 1 in the deck a touch. We're currently by Shark. We're currently 1-0. We beat Ad Nauseum in round 1, which felt pretty good. No map. It's a map. It's gonna make Ashiok a little bit worse. So I guess we don't really want to draw Ashiok at this point. I do like those lords. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was just thinking Dismember is okay. So turn 3 Tron. No counter spells yet. Also, no white mana on the opponent's board yet. Looks like they don't want to subject themselves to any Merfolk trickery, so they're just grabbing that land right now. Okay. Huh. All right. So I see Tux telling me just to go super aggro. I played 2 lords and swing for 4. That's 16. Next turn I untap and I have 12. Right. If I play the Mariner, makes it so that they can't play Karn and then target any of my stuff. They can't even target me. Yeah, well, Lord is the obvious line, right? But if they just untap and go Karn, right, isn't Mariner going to be pretty sick? I don't even know that playing Lord really changes the clock very much, because I don't have a 2-turn clock from here no matter what, and I definitely have a 3-turn clock. I mean, how does Karn exiling Lord not punish me? Or Karn even just exiling Ether Vial? Like, I feel like getting down Mariner is just good here, isn't it? I mean, what is the difference really between swinging for 3 and swinging for 4 this turn? Yeah, I want to hold back on exactly. I want to hold back on the vial. That's the plan. No, Lord doesn't change the clock. This doesn't do anything for us, so I will just jam a Lord here. I mean, Karn to Mariner is a pretty cool line, actually. It can't even make me exile something from my hand, I'm pretty sure. I mean, if it's like a creature, I guess if it's a ballista, it's for 3, right? It's a Karn. So they have to, yeah, they have to target no matter what. And now we just get to kill Karn, unless I just want to attack the opponent. We'll figure it out. Read it and weep, opponent. They actually can't activate Karn this turn. Oh wait, they can. Well, no, I guess it just cancels it just counters the ability, right? I guess they can activate it because it's a payment, I guess, the loyalty. So now I guess the question is, do we go after Karn or do we just crunch? I guess let's see. 4, 4, 5. Let's see. So much agreement in the chat. Brazen Borrower. That's a pretty good one. Hmm. Yeah, but if they play another land, they can pay for Mariner then. Um, Alternatively, I can just attack Karn like down a certain amount. Like if I play a Lord, I can just yeah, but I think we can just kill them next turn anyway, even if I just attack with everything at Karn, because it's gonna be I'm gonna get 2 more creatures on the battlefield, right? So it's gonna be like a lot of damage, at least 17, 5, yeah, at least 17. So a 2-turn clock no matter what. Why not just get rid of the big planeswalker is the question, right? Swinging for 10 or 13 here doesn't really change it too much. So I think I'm just going to attack Karn down. If they play something I care about, I can just Brazen Borrower it. They're not looking particularly close to Wrath mana here. I don't even want to like let them activate Karn at all. Oh, opponent can maybe Wrath here, I guess. Oh god. See, but I think getting rid of Karn is correct if they have the Wrath, right? Because what we're gonna put them down to a low life total, but then they still have Karn. I guess we could. I guess maybe it doesn't matter. We would have discarded if we flash in a Lord, attack the opponent. We would have had 13. They'd be at 4, and then we probably win when we untap. Oh, they don't even have a Wrath. What's this? Draneth Magistrate is not very scary. Walking Ballista X2, they can't pay for it. Not very scary. So we can Trickster, bounce one of their creatures, and I think we just win. So we're going to Violent a Lord, flash in Trickster, tap one of their creatures, and pretty sure we already did the math. Vial in a Lord, right, flash in Trickster. Yeah, it's not Wrath, not even close to Wrath. This is 8 million damage on our side of the board. Style points. All right. So that game was pretty easy. Actually, that was I have to say, like, that's an impressive line. Like turn 3 Violin Mariner, opponent's turn 3 Karn doesn't do anything. Let me fill up my my water real quick. Got this like water filter thing recently. It's kind of nice, just like a little carafe. Keep it nearby when I'm streaming. Yeah, Phoenix. Good call on Raisin Bar not being castable from exile with the Dranith Magistrate out. Is there anything on the draw that we want to change? I think Ashiok is just kind of bad on the draw. It would have been bad in that game anyway, even on the play. So I think we just bring another Lord, try to go big past the ballistas. Selfless Spirit against the Wrath. Why didn't I think of that? Bring it in. Take the re back out. And what is the other thing I need to cut? Maybe just one of the Brazen Bars, I guess. No. I don't know. Maybe a Trickster. I love Trickster, but as a stupid cut, I'm running out of time. Spent too much time filling up my water. But Selfless Spirit against the Wrath seems like gas. Like, one of the only ways we're going to lose this is against Wrath, right? So, this is a keep. Opponent is keeping 7. We're going to keep 7. Hopefully Spreading Seas does something. No turn 1 play from the opponent. Let's get this Seachrome Coast on the board, I guess. Yeah, counter that garbage. I say nay, opponent. Hey, pessimistic scientist, welcome to the stream. Thanks very much for joining me. Playing game 3 here against Mono White Tron, of all things. They do have 2 Tron lands here, which means it's time to play a Spreading Seas. All right, we got to stop drawing lands now. Did they have natural Tron? I'm going to call yes. Oh, nope, just a second power plant. No play from the opponent, keeping him off white mana. Oh, god damn it, all these lands. This is ridiculous. Next turn we've got Trickster and Borrower, but hopefully we just draw like a Lord. Okay, there's that white mana, I guess presumably they were looking for. What is this? Ballista for 2. Are they just going to bottom this guy out right now? Looks like they are. I can kind of dig that, though, like against a combo deck. Like, that's a combo piece off the board. Fine, you got it, opponent. Borrower is a little bit weak to Ballista with the 1 power. Oh my god, we could lose this game. Drawing pretty terribly. Like, playing against kind of a brew of a deck, and we started with a good hand, and it's just gone to crap. I think I might just flash in Brazen Borrower. This is like getting a little bit too slow for my tastes, unless it's another Walking Ballista. Darn. Oh. can't activate my Ether Vial. Do I not? I guess we see what they... If they -2, we can just kill... Oh, they plussed. Do we not keep the borrower in hand in case they get something that we really need to bounce? And then I guess the question is, are we going after the opponent's life total, or are we going after Karn? Please don't give me any more lands or any more Ether Vials. Do you guys like seizing on this? I guess this also keeps them from drawing a card. Taking off their black and white mana? I think that sort of seems like a good play. Okay, an interesting draw. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure they don't need the black mana. All right. Unfortunate. Minus Karn. You want to do it? Minus the Karn? Okay. I mean, at a certain point, the weird draws have to stop, right? Just give me a good old-fashioned lowered off the top. Or a counterspell I'd be fine with. Oh, God. I have more mana than the Tron deck. Yeah, but they're gonna go so much bigger than we are. I keep flooding here. Second tower. That's frightening. All right. Feel like I gotta. I don't have to just. Oh, hey. Opponent has bottomed out Karn. Uba Mask. I don't even know what that does. I'm sure you guys know what it does. Huh. What? It's just like a Howling Mine? But we can only play things we draw this turn. Weird. Oh, but I can't. Oh, it's a combo with Magistrate. I'm gonna kill this guy anyway. No, I have a dismember. I didn't get locked. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. All right. And now Ether Vial is online. That's fun. Well, that's not fun, though. So that means... Okay, alright. Opponent found in Urza's Tower. And they're also on low cards. Oh, God. They have like a Karn that they're going to hardcast. That is ridiculous. Such bad running, guys. Like, so many turns where I could have just drawn. Ether Vial, huh? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna play it out. I got some. I can draw like Silvergill into other stuff. Oh, they put the counter on that. Probably should have played my land, I guess. Now, Ether Vial doesn't do anything anyway, right? Because I don't have anything in hand. What a weird deck. But it's doing a good job. All right. Yeah. I think that's probably it. All right. I needed to draw 3 or 4 fewer lands, 1 fewer Ether Vial, and I think it probably would have been a pretty easy game. Sometimes you get more lands in the Tron deck. All right. Next game. Good job to that very interesting white Tron deck. Yeah, but at the same time, Tux, it's also just like a Tron deck, right? So it's like play Tron lands, play maps, play stars, play Karn, play O-Stone, and then just play like a Draneth Magistrate, like a random Draneth Magistrate lock. All right. This is a keep. It's weird. But it's on the draw, so it's a little bit slow. I mean, it's got lands and spells. Except Force is. I mean, it's a combo deck. It's a nutty hand. If it's like humans, it's a multi-5. Opponent's keeping 7. You guys like this hand on the draw? I mean, I kind of feel like I have to keep this. It's one of those borderline Merfolk hands. Like, I could easily mull to like 2 lands, Vial, and Gas. But I could also mulligan to like 0 lands, you know? So... Dredge. Do we force the Shriekhorn? I feel like we do. And pitch the other Force, I'd imagine, right? We can't lose too many cards. Vial off the top, maybe? I don't know. Seas can do a really good job in this matchup. Also, if you pitch Seas and you hold up Force, then what are you doing? You're going to pitch like a Lord so that you're left with... Alright, so Haggle is going to give them a Dredge. But would I have forced this as well, leaving me with a single Lord in hand? I mean, maybe. All right, opponent with the 1 lander, which should mean that Seas is gas here. Right? Like, how are they going to go about getting lands at this point? They need to go to the draw step, I think, right? So, I mean, what did they do last turn? They discarded Stinkweed Imp and then dredged Stinkweed Imp. So we know they've got Stinkweed Imp in hand, and that's kind of it. So if they've got... Well, anyhow, I think it's just Seas here, right? But I could just establish a clock. I'll keep them off of like haggle and stuff like that. Maybe they'll just scoop. That would be fun. Opponent right off the top. Ridiculous. But no Cathartic and no Loam. Curse Catcher. All right, well, we get the Lord and the Double Lord. Is this going to be another haggle, like end step haggle? No haggle. Opponent's still going to their draw step. Means they're missing multiple pieces. I mean, we know they have a Stinkweed Imp in hand. Apart from that, what could they have? They could have like a couple of random like Creeping Chills. Now they can't counter my Merfolk. Conflagrate, not even super great here. I guess it is actually. It's just good enough, right? They go for 4 and then 3, put me down to 1 Lord. But they do need another red source, and they're not just slamming it. So yeah, game 1 against Dredge. Gotta love it. All right, guys, let me have it for the sideboard tech. Definitely Ashiok, definitely Relic, definitely Rest in Peace, like the obvious choices, right? Does Selfless Spirit come in against the Conflagrates? I feel like we leave the forces in. I think 3 is kind of a nice number. I don't want to bring in the Deprives, particularly on the draw. Dismember is just bad. And I think Chalice is kind of bad. So between these 6, these 4 are locks. And the question is whether we bring in Selfless Spirits. So let me know your thoughts. Cards to cut. Mariner makes Conflagrate worse, so I do like Mariner. Also makes things like Lightning Axe or Dark Blast harder for them to cast. I think Brazen Borrower could get cut. No? Don't need the spirits. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I think we have a lot of good main deck action. So if we were going to cut, I feel like one of the cuts would be Selfless Spirit. How's Brazen Borrower in the matchup? Like, I don't know, bouncing like 1 Amalgam doesn't seem that amazing to me. I can't save our own creatures like Echoing Truth. Harbinger is great, gets Amalgams back off the table. I do like Trickster, but at the same time, it's not like the most impactful. It just gives us like a tiny bit of tempo. I like these sort of little guys here. Maybe we trim a Mariner. Nikachu says trim one of the Silvergills because they're weak to Conflagrate, I guess. So yeah, I agree. I don't like Borrower. Whatever. So trim one Silvergill and I don't know. Trickster doesn't seem that important in this matchup. I do like the Mariners. We'll see how it goes. It's possible that since I only really have Conflagrate, Mariner might not be so relevant, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. Opponent's mulliganing straight off. I think this could have a very similar outcome to the other game, so I think I'm just going to keep this. We could mulligan to hate, but the opponent expects me to mulligan to hate, so they're mulliganing down to 5. So if they start out with Treecorn again, I guess we know the line. The question is, what are we going to pitch to this force, assuming that we do get to cast it. All right, I think I'm going to force this. And I do like what happened last game very much. So I think my like maybe like turn 1, turn 2, just pitch Mariner right now. So mull to 5, exiling their dredge setup. Hopefully we're okay. We've got this Curse Catcher also taxing them. I think Curse Catcher is just better than Vile here. I don't want to let them get off like a Cathartic Reunion. You guys reading my mind. Probably should have played Seachrome, but we don't have that many of them in the deck. Okay, looks like it was a good decision. Opponent just passing over. Okay, see if we can get to Ashiok. Yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. Good to see you, Nichu. Thanks very much for opponent gonna bolt this guy, or I guess Lightning Axe, not bolt, obviously. Lightning Axe pitching some kind of dredger, I guess. It's unfortunate for us. I thought we were going to be able to keep them off the dredging. First Catcher down. That was really nice for the opponent. Great card to have in hand. But hopefully they don't just go bananas right now with the dredge. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of C, all right, opponent, you dredge away. So now they've got a Stinkweed Imp in hand. No second land. They got a bunch of garbage in the graveyard. I'm about to play some graveyard hate. No clock. 0 clock. Opponent didn't even take the 1 damage. Hey, Silvergill. Nice. Narcomoeba, welcome. And adios at the same time. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure some of you do, but yes. Success. They might just shame scoop. Like call it 3, 2, 1. Shame scoop. Do it, opponent. Do it. Shame scoop. They did. Shame scoop. Got dredging too. I love it. 2-0. All right. Good games. Nice interaction from the Merfolk deck. God, love it. Let's see how the opponent is doing on the table. Pocahontas. has 1 trophy. Chaos Corgi is without trophies, and I think I already checked Cheeseburger Jim. Yeah, that was a sick match. Mariner did a great job getting pitched to force. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. So I was thinking about the mix of graveyard hate that this build has. I like it. It's like 2 rest in peace as like, relatively easy to cast and extremely impactful bit of hate. But Ashiok in that spot was actually better than rest in peace, right? Keeping them off fetches as well. So, I think we drew the best of our options out of these 4 in that spot. So yeah, I don't know. Deck feels nice so far. Nikachu, you joined us like a little bit late, but I got to against Mono White Tron, playing like this weird Dranith Magistrate lock, with some kind of mask, Piku mask or Paju mask or whatever. On turn 3, they slammed a Karn, and we viled in Unsettled Mariner, so Karn couldn't actually do anything. They couldn't make us discard. They couldn't make us exile anything. So getting some cool Unsettled Mariner action in this evening. All right. Hey Dogfish, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Actually, after I played my league this past weekend, with Mono Blue Merfolk, I saw that Nikachu had, I guess, like a month and a half ago or something like that, gotten a 5-0 with like a Master of Waves Mono Blue list where Master of Waves was in the sideboard. I think he played against 3 Jund players, 1 Prowess player, like the best Master of Waves matchups. It was like so satisfying to watch. Come on, 2 lands, Ether Vial. Let's do it. No Ether Vial, but still a keep. Opponent is on Lurrus. Does that affect us at all? Probably means that Spreading Seas is going to be really good. It also means that we can Curse Catcher a Thoughtseize on turn 1. Okay. Well, thanks Dogfish for tuning in from the very beginning. Opponent kept their 7. We reveal Curse Catcher, and he thinks this is the biggest pony. How lucky he is. How lucky he is to be playing against Merfolk. We'll see how true or false that is. Burn. So it's not a Thoughtseize. Oh no! What is this? Well, I guess we get to hit their lands, right? I think the play is to go for the, Spreading Seas, right? Oh, is that true? Giver of Runes, Lurrus. So this has to be, I mean, this has to be like Devoted Druid combo or something like that, right? Some kind of combo. But Sun-Baked Canyon is such a weird one. Do you guys like Seas here, or do you like just like getting the clock ticking with the Lord? Oh, it could be Death and Taxes. Right on. It could just be any kind of red-white or just plain white build. Let me know your thoughts about the direction to take here. Do we start clocking or do we just seize right away? I feel like keeping them off of the extra card draw with Sunbay Canyon, even though they're not going to crack it yet. Well, that's Magicus is weighed in with C's. Anybody else have an opinion here? Nikachu, you want to weigh in? Do you like clocking? Do you like? I mean, holding up Trickster doesn't seem great. It's between these two here, I guess. I like C's. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. Tux, are you around? I'm sure you would just say jam, like push damage. Trogdor votes C's. Good call. Good call on Thalia. That's some heads up thinking. Let's go ahead. Island Walk established. That Seachrome Coast, pretty well timed. If it was going to come, I'd want it to come before, before I played my third land. All right, opponent, what you got for me? Hopefully that would slow down Luris. Maybe they just have like ghost quarters and stuff. Hey, called shot. Smuggler's Copter. Well, Trickster should be good against that. So it looks like we have them off of colored mana for the time being. The thing is, like, if I try to Trickster, they can just protect it. So I don't really love trying to Trickster. I think just pushing damage is probably the way to go. We go again. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's time to start racing a little bit. If they're like really low on colored mana, we still have a Curse Catcher up here. Like if they ghost quarter their own land to try to path with one land. Oh, you know what? They couldn't both crew and they can crew and protect it with Giver of Runes. So, all right. So what's happening here? Getting rid of Island Walk. That's what's happening. We do have Tricksters to sort of. What are they doing? Path with blue up. I don't hate Path just kind of ramping us. Is this going to be, I don't know. I guess it could be an Arbiter. Could be a Thalia. Opponent's thinking carefully. Charming Prince. Okay. Just probably has to scry, I guess. Set up the Smuggler's Copter. It's kind of a cool synergy. So it's looking like it might just be like aggressive, like Silvergill into an aggressive Trickster, just like crack in for some damage next turn. As far as we know, they are just on one land, right, at this point? Because they did not play a land yet this turn. They just ghost quarter themselves. Oh, all right, Field of Ruin. Oh, so they're just not. That's cool. Gotta respect the giver. Yeah. All right. So, spreading seas off the top for the win. Got this main phase stop on the opponent's turn because I play Soul Herder. Lord is not bad. So, we don't have great attacks here. I guess they can crew and give it pro and give the Smuggler Copter pro blue. We can Silvergill Lord seems okay. They look like they're pretty choked up on mana. And then, I don't know, we could double Trickster like through Giver of Runes next turn. That seemed like a good line. What are you saying about it's flying? About Smuggler's Copter? I'm talking about it as a blocker, right? Flying creatures can block ground creatures. I'm not talking about blocking Copter. I'm talking about Copter blocking us. Yeah, so no attack yet. Double end step Trickster. I don't know. I can get in for 13 here. I guess we'll see what we draw. Might affect it. Double end step Trickster does seem really strong, though. Alright. If opponent gets Path, we have a Curse Catcher for it. Red mana. Seal of Fire, not the best right here. Not the best. So let's say I just go to combat here, right? And they activate Smuggler's Copter. I go to tap it down, they give it protection, and then I tap down again. Obviously, at that point, they wouldn't be able to block, but they would only be taking this amount of damage. If I do the Trickster thing on their turn, I'm going to untap with a big attack step, and I've got Force of Negation up right now for something random like, I don't know, another Smuggler's Copter or something, but I probably don't want to cast the Force if possible. They don't have mana for Lurrus as things stand. If I just get in cleanly here for 13, got a pretty massive board. They're just going to have, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 blockers. I could also untap it to like a Wrath of God or something. Yeah, whatever. I'll just pass. We don't need to go in right now. If they have like planes, they can play Lurrus and then double Seal of Fire. In which case, I'd probably want to force the returning Seal of Fire. They don't have another planes. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, this thing's top down now. I feel like I might as well just hold the Trickster. No, but I want more attackers, I guess, right? So, I think they pretty much have to chump. No, well, no, they can activate the Copter. So, like another Trickster wins, Spreading Seas wins. Silver Guild does not just straight up win. So we crack in here. They block. If they block a Lord, they're set to take is 12. 12 plus 6, that's too much. They can't block a Lord here. So I think they kind of have to jump in this situation. Oh, they could trade with the Silver Guild Adept. But then they're going to take 4 plus 9. Sorry, 8 plus. I think it's just lethal. I think it's just lethal. So they're going to block a 4 no matter what. And then I think it's 17 past that, right? 9 plus 8, 17. Nah, this is lethal. This is lethal. Attack with Lords too. They don't have a next turn, right? I'm not missing anything. Are you guys seeing something that I'm not seeing? It is lethal. I just calculated that. I guess there's a lag in the stream. Opponent just concedes. Okay, so we got their game 1. What have we deduced? It just looks like kind of a. It's obviously like an Arbiter deck. It's like Taxes deck with Seal of Fire. That's probably what they're splashing red for. Like that's the most synergistic with They could have some other red things, I guess, but Seal of Fire is the big one. So with Luris, I'm guessing. I guess Chalice is really good. But do we care a ton about their graveyard because of Luris? All right. Well, thanks for the heads up, Magicus. I guess Amber. We know about Ember then, and they of course have Bauble, right? They certainly have to have Bauble in the deck. So, guys, let me know. Like, what should I be bringing in here? They're probably not gonna play any Wraths. Dismember seems okay. I guess the big question is how much do we care about the graveyard, right? Because Luris can recur things. Do we bring in the 2 rest in pieces? Ashiok means they can't get lands off of Field of Ruin. Guys, quick, give me your thoughts about Graveyard Hate. In the meantime, I have to start taking some things out. Seems like Curse Catcher's probably pretty bad. Spell Pierce. I mean, they're like a Vile deck, right? So it's mostly just creatures. They have Smuggler's Copter. I'm not really sure how important Force is. I think I'm just gonna take Force out. And you guys can let me know if I should bring or keep Force in the deck. Against, let's see. Well, what do you like Force against? Like, what are we bringing Force in for? Maybe Brazen. It can trim 1 Brazen Borrower, I guess. Although it blocks the Copters. Maybe Regery just dies to Seal Fire to trim 1 Regery. Seems like Mariner's gonna shine here. Well, let's see. Take out another Regery, bring in 1 Force. And I think we'll just run it like that for now. We can tweak further in game 3 if there is a game 3. I mean, they would get wrecked by Anger also, and all their stuff would get exiled, right? Oh, this is so nice. All right, Seal of Fire. Unsettled Mariner is going to have a thing or 2 to say about that. Man, like a second land for the next draw step would be so good. But again, a second Ether Vial is probably just fine too. All right, Smuggler's Copter. Land, come on, give me a land. Although I think Hux would probably say just jam the second Ether Vial even if I draw land. Well, that solves it for us. All right, so we're going to get smacked by Smuggler's Copter here. We are, we're on the draw, behind tempo-wise, but Ether Vial's going to catch us up real quick, as long as we don't just die. On thinking about Sacred Foundry, I feel like if you've got the option just to like run Lurrus out, like just go ahead and do that. Crater Maker is pretty obnoxious. I would love to have gotten Unsettled Mariner down there. But opponent gonna slow us down. I guess they can crew and then sacrifice the thing. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And then Lurrus can rebuy Crater Maker. Come on. Let me put my second counter on Ether Vial. Please. Please, opponent. Don't do it. Alright. Ether Vial down. It's okay. We're gonna rip land here. Okay. So we can go hard on like getting the red mana out of the picture, but at this point, I mean, they've got Seal of Fire. If they've got another land, they can go Lurrus Seal of Fire. You guys have a preference for Spreading Seas or Silvergill here? Oh, what is going on with this? Just like randomly passed priority. Do not send that to my opponent. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Like if I want to be able to get the Mariner down. Chalice on 0? Magicus, you're my go-to guy here. Do we play Chalice on 0 or do we just play it on 1? I guess we play it on 1 so that Seal of Fire can't get recurred, right? That seems pretty smart. Yeah, I think I agree with that. It seems like a smart line. And we'd probably like it if they didn't play lands. Jesus. So much hate. So much hate. Well, I did bring in 2 Dismembers, right? So this guy named Ether Vial for sure. So opponent just do a good job with Smuggler's Copter. Hitting their own Ether Vial. Spicy. So I know there was some discussion about whether they run Ether Vial. Okay, they do have another land. Follow up with some other 8-bear. Okay, it's Charming Prince. I mean, I'm just starting to get punched in the face for a lot of damage here. I can't... I mean, Seal of Fire, I do kind of need to do Chalice to prevent it from looping. I mean, does it... I guess they can cast Lurrus and then can't loop Seal. We'd get hit for 5 next turn. Seal of Fire, if I activate Mutavault to try to trade with Revoker, we'll just deal with Mutavault. I kind of like Seize to just draw land or something. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I like letting them take some damage off the canyon for red mana. Land off the top. Dismember off the top. That's an interesting one. We're going to be at a pretty low life total, though. Alright, can't do anything else. Alright, so this is Luris, Crew, and then Kraken for 7. I use Dismember, I go down to 3. Seal takes me down to 1. I think we're just dead in the air to the copter. Like, can't stop everything at this point. They got their, like, 8-bear game going on. Pretty strong this game. They discarded a Sarah Avenger. Okay, just playing Ether Vial from the graveyard. They did miss on lands. Got to keep this on 2. Interesting. So now I can Dismember, Trickster, the Smuggler's Copter, play Mariner. Oh yeah, right. Well, I want to kill the Revoker. This guy's, I guess, yeah, he's gonna recur the Seal of Fire, right? So I feel like what would happen if we Chalice on 1 and Dismember the Revoker? We're effectively at 1 life, and they have 2 attackers, 1 in the air. I think we're just toast. I think we just try to make the opponent play it out. I guess I could kill the Luris. But again, I'm going to go to 1 if I use Dismember. It can't really deal with all their creatures. If I Dismember and then I hold up Trickster, maybe that gets there? Dismember the Luris. I want to, like, man, hang on a second. What if I Trickster the Revoker? Then I can vial something else in. Could also just Trickster the Luris on upkeep. No, I really need to. Well, anyhow, looks like this can all happen on the opponent's turn, I guess. Unless I want to kill the Luris. Kind of. See, 2, 3. Let's just kill the Luris. Yeah, it's probably all losing. Then past the turn, we've got Trickster up for Revoker. It also kind of depends on how they crew, I think, maybe. Or am I just dead because of Seal of Fire? Takes me to 1. Just playing in my outs. I don't. No, but I can tap something down with Trickster, right? But now I can't, right? Now I can't. So at this point, we're dead in the air because I literally can't. That's such ridiculous cards, like just one after the next. No, if they didn't have this, right? Well, assuming that they don't have any creature to play this turn, right? They would use one of these to crew the Smuggler's Copter. I could, well, yeah, you're right. Anyhow, I did my best, thought through it. Looks like we're dead here. We got good cards. I think being on the play might have made a difference there. All right, so guys, we were sort of in the midst of a discussion when I had to submit my deck last time. So given that we've seen a bit more of what they're running, do we want to change anything? Do I want more forces to deal with seals? Does that seem good? Potentially with Copter? If that's the case, what am I cutting? Yeah, 2 forces is probably fine, and then we have to cut one more thing. I don't really know how much Ashiok is doing, so I'll trim Ashiok. And I got... Yeah, Force does exile them. I get that. It's just that you could also just draw like the creature side of their deck. It's a very, very creature-heavy deck, I think. So 2 forces seems just about right. All right. Maybe we don't want Relic if we're running Chalice. Anyhow, we'll go like that, I guess. All right, we will be on the play. Got plenty of time on the clock, and it's a good hand. A little awkward, but we can keep this, right? Opponent mulligans to 6. I mean, I do have that Crater Maker. Opponent's mulligan 5. 2 lands in Crater Maker. But the Siege should be awesome against this mulligan to 5 with us on the play. So I think I might even just not... I think I might just not even play the Chalice first. I think since they're so low on cards, I might just like start deploying the Siege right away. You guys agree with that? Like, we should probably just try to nuke their lands. Or do we just jam Chalice right away? Well, that's unfortunate. I think the answer now is Chalice. Chalice on 1. True. So yeah, I think we just Chalice on 1 here. If they play colored mana, then we can play Seize. I mean, we've got our lands. Opponent probably doesn't have their lands. We've got removal with Dismember, so there. I mean, if they play anything here, well, they don't. So I think I still go after that land with Seize, even if it yeah, I mean, it's kind of our only play here. They're going to get to cycle this in response. We're not going to get to draw a card. I guess we're just battling like for keeping them off lands. I mean, I could have just let them play Luris and then dismembered it. I guess I can still dismember whatever they play. Yeah, I don't know. I think that play is a tough call. Another Sunbaked Canyon. Okay. So Crater Maker gets dismembered. Oh wait, it doesn't get dismembered. Huh. Does not get dismembered. So I guess I'm just kind of priced into dismembering the Giver of Runes here. Which kind of hurts. Yeah, I know. I, man, this multiply is working out pretty well for them. Oh man, that's decent. Decent. I can cast Silvergill, I can cast Mariner next turn. 2 Crater Makers. Pretty good. Well, Unsettled Mariner will sort of price them into cracking it sooner than later, I guess. Oh. Come on, let this resolve. Opponent seems pretty savvy. I doubt that they would just let this go. I mean, I guess we'll have to see what they have, but they're really low on land. 3 cards in hand. We're developing our board. They need to reduce their board to deal with what we've got going on. Okay, they let it go. So, I feel like we attack here. Just like if they have a Thalia exactly, we get a little bit punished. Or do we just hold our guys back for lords? I mean, do you guys attack here? I feel like it's pretty close. I don't know. So I don't really want to play my Vial. Kind of want to protect my life total a little bit. Don't really have a lot to play with Vial at this point. They could just kill the Mariner, I guess. Doesn't seem too bad. We've got the mana for Flash Harbinger. Who is this thing targeting? Mariner. Name Ether Vial opponent. Maybe Mutavault, Curse Catcher. Well, we need to draw pretty well at this point, I think. That's a good start. Good start. A Lord here. They threw the Crater Maker up. Island and I mean, I could hold up instant speed Harbinger, or I mean, they could draw into, they could have like Sarah Avenger here to come in, but it has vigilance, right? So I think I kind of like just playing the Vial. Oh, it would get countered. Let's not do that. So yeah, I guess I just hold up Harbinger here, or I could probably get in. I don't know. I think we could just chill. It's such a weird board state. Since I'm behind, I don't really want to attack. I mean, behind on life here. Charming Prince scries something. Yeah, I could see that line. Creator Maker is threatening the Lord. But they might just crack the Creator Maker, like if they draw like a Seal of Fire or something. But they can't play Seal of Fire anyway, with no red mana. So they went top here. Interesting. I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm behind necessarily. Oh, now they can take me off Island Walk, which is unfortunate. I think I have to flash this guy in now. It's not really doing very much in my hand. So now I guess it's just play the Lord. They have the Creator Maker. We know about that. We attack, allow for some trades, sort of see where we go. Yeah, I know they can blow up their own land here. I just don't really see what I'm playing around. They've got 2 cards in hand. They've got the Creator Maker for the Master on board. Seems like a good time to attack, doesn't it? Kill the Lord, trade with a couple. I still have a couple more creatures on board. Honestly, I don't know how bad all of this is because they're just trading resources, right? They're going to block creatures and I don't know. Path. I don't see that Pathing the Lord is so crazy terrible. Honestly, now they're down to 1 card in hand. They still only have the 1 colored mana, right? And now I can just play the Vial out, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's super even right now, right? It's all about who draws what at this point. Of course, they have a slight advantage, I guess, with Lurrus, but just passing through. Okay, I can dig it. Another Creator Maker. Let's see. Oh God, are you kidding me? Exactly, Avenger and Path in hand. The only 3 power, the only 3 power 2-drop in the deck, and yeah, and Path. So fun times. Okay, well, at least they can't... Do we want to tackle this thing? It's going to kill both of our creatures. I feel like we don't want to tackle this thing. Lord, give me a lord off the top, please. Or another trickster. Okay. They can get Luris online by fielding one of our lands. Wait, I have no islands. That's fun. So we're going to draw Spreading Seas into a Lord and ride it to victory. This thing has Vigilance anyway. I kind of feel like I have to Trickster this guy. I mean, letting them attack, they're going to play Luris, right? And I have to deal with that somehow anyway. So trickstering the Luris, well, okay, they get to play a Giver of Runes now. But they would get to do that anyway. And then I would just be sitting here taking 3 more damage, right? Spreading Seed into Lord for game. Oh, that was poorly timed, but I guess we can play this on 2 now. Opponent with the conservative attack. Spreading Seas into Lord. Oh, I can't cast Spreading Seas. Oh, God. All right. But I don't want Master of Waves, who's not in the deck. Dismember. Well, unfortunately, we kind of have to play that on the flyer, if anything, right? But, oh, they've got this Giver. What if I... This is a pretty bad spot here. Luris is an enchantment? What? I mean, at this point, do we like try to dismember Sarah Avenger and hope that they like punt? Because if we take it, I mean, I guess we just have to take it, right? But even like tricksters don't get us there. I guess trickster in combination. Yeah, I don't think sending this right now does anything. Man, I feel like we could have gotten this match. I think that playing the spreading seas onto their Sunbit Canyon earlier that they were able to crack kind of set us back. Yeah, it's unfortunate draws. So I don't think there's anything that gets us over the finish line. Imagine that we drew a trickster, the Sarah Avenger, and then dismember it in response. But we don't have it anyway, right? So I'm just gonna hope that they punt. And just like stop on their draw step and dismember them, try to like wrong foot them or something, or maybe in response to a Field of Ruin or something. Maybe. So yeah, we're done. Okay, so let me run to the bathroom. We'll play the last game, the last round. So I agree. I could have been a little bit more. Aggressive in the early game, but you have to think about how they ran. They had no access to colored mana, so they ripped Ghost Quarter off the top because they were missing land drops. So then they found a Ghost Quarter, which turned on their white mana. They had the Crater Maker, which blew up my Chalice on one. They had a double path. And they had a Sarah Avenger to just eat one of my attackers, and then a clock in the air. It's just like, and it was a mulligan to 5. Just like so unlikely. All right, so this is for all the marbles, I guess. Well, I mean, whatever. We get 50 play points if I lose, but die roll is good. Hand is good. Okay, I think Mariner should be decent in this matchup. Deck, if you love me, give me a land. I'll take any land, even Mutavault. Nice. So, against Prowess, do we just drop Seas? Or do we drop Mariner? I kind of like just hitting their lands, honestly. Next turn we can go like double Mariner. Probably play that tap next turn, unless we draw like a Spell Pierce or Curse Catcher. Well, Metamorphose fixes their mana problems nicely. Sorry, how is Seas and Mariner kind of non-Bowie? Huh. Well, they're going to have to pay for anything with one Mariner, right? I could just let them load up on Soulscar and then Violin the Harbinger. Mariner does double tax, right? So if they don't have a land, it means they can't play anything. Well, they can play what they want and like get countered just to make a big Soulscar. Okay, they do have a land. Harbinger is a nice one to have in hand. This is a non-hasty creature. Alright, so they're going after one of these guys. Okay. Set to take 2 from this Soulscar Mage. And bounce it during combat next turn. Yeah. Hey, that's a good one. Opponent with the lands, though. I guess I just spell pierce this. If they want to pay for it, they can pay for it. And then they can't cast any more spells. There's no lava dart in the graveyard, and then I can Violin a Lord and eat both of their creatures. Don't pierce. Imagine if I pierce it and they pay for it. That seems like that's a massive win for us. And then they can't cast anything else, really. Oh, guys. Okay, whatever. Well, let me think about it for a second, because I think there's merit to trying to pierce this, right? Yeah, but if they pay for Spell Pierce, imagine that they're kind of just low on gas and they've got a bunch of lands. Counter this, they say, I want to draw a card, let it resolve. What are the odds of them having another Lord? They attack in, and then I just eat both their creatures. That's just game over right away. Alright, guys. Alright. The majority wins. But now they know that I have a Spell Pierce because I'm like thinking about it for 10 hours. Do we want to try any kind of block here? I don't really know. Because it's going to become 3/4. Can kill a Lord. I think I just... Certainly another spell in hand that we could counter. The question is whether I want to trade a Lord for this Spear. I think the answer is probably no. Will opponent, let's see. I think they probably just want to play back out their mage. All right. Floating that blue mana. Hey. So now it looks like, you know, they can cast 2 spells. Be working with 3/4s. We've got Curse Catcher, we've got Spell Pierce. And we've got blockers. I don't think it makes a huge difference if I attack with 2 or with 3 creatures at this point. Though, I mean, I might have left up a Yep. I think I should just throw my guys, or at least, I mean, I don't like, in order to target me, they need to pay a lot for Mariner here. So I think I can just get away with blocking with one of the Lords. If they cast, you know, a couple more spells, I still got Spell Pierce up. Set to take some amount of damage here. Blocking with both? I mean, the thing is, in order to burn me out, they need to pay a lot of mana, right? Because I've still got the... Well, the thing is, look, even if we block with both, right? We've still got the protection. I don't really like blocking with Curse Catcher because I prefer leaving the counterspell effect on board. I'm gonna go with my gut here. It's the free block. It's not a free block. I don't know. We've got lethal on board anyway, so let them spend their mana. Let's see how it goes. And the Lord doesn't matter, I mean, in that sense, right? Because we've got... Alright, so bolting my face. Mariner makes them pay the tax. The creatures have trample. Alright, I'll just go for the Spell Pierce here, right? Yeah. That one was pretty clean. Or clear, I should say. Like, didn't really need the strategic advice. Opponent with one more spell. Push a little bit more damage, maybe. Lava Dart, and they're lava darting their Swift Spear. That's kind of cool. So now they can lava dart the Swift Spear again. So you don't like blocking here, Tux, huh? Yeah, GG. Yeah, just to be clear, if I didn't block there, I would have died. I guess, yeah, I would have died because I could even I could counter the lava darts, but they weren't doing damage to me. They were just pumping up the prowess creatures. Yes, I agree with you, Magicus. We had lethal even if our creatures get trampled over. Chalice seems really good here. Really good. I don't know how good the Graveyard Hate is against them. I think it's not very good. It's like bringing in Graveyard Hate against like Soul Herder or something. They have like 4 Law Darts. Not very good. Damping Sphere is really good, right? Like they're trying to like combo off. You guys have suggestions here? Let's see what to take out. Brazen Bar. Well, actually, Brazen Bar is dope because, you know, it's just a bounce spell. Can prevent like 8 damage. It does die to a Lava Dart, but I think we play it for the bounce spell, right? C's not usually super good against monocolored decks, so I think I'll cut all C's. Mariner was super good. All right, guys, throw some ideas. Harbinger, Trickster, all those guys are just wonderful. Force against them is good against like light up the stage, but not against too much else. Against potentially Lava Dart. I'm gonna trim 1 Force, and I think I like that setup. We've got a minute, so you guys can let me know your Silvergill's ours. What are you saying, Dogfish? Force is great, just like great. Huh. Maybe Rege is a little bit weak to burn. Alright, so Dogfish, what are you saying? Silvergill is our what? Oh, so you want Silvergills out in favor of what? I'm running out of time. Keep a Regery in, trim 1 Silvergill, just because it's 1 power? I guess I can see that, but we're leaving in... it's fine. It's fine. That's like a narrow, just like 60th best card kind of decision. Yeah, Lords are good, but on the draw 3-drop Lords can be pretty slow. You guys like this hand? Looks a little land heavy to me. It's got a tiny bit of interaction. They're keeping 7. I don't know that against prowess this is... I mean, we can bounce. Like, say, if they go for like a big Kiln Fiend or something, we can just bounce it with Brazen Borrower. I'm getting some weird hands. I don't love that we have 4 lands here. I like the double Mariner, but I'd love to have Ether Vial. Borrower is, you know, potentially saving tons of damage, but it's also just a card out of our hand. All right, fair enough. We do have good sideboard tech. Let's mulligan it. Way better. Way better. Way better. All right, this is a kind of hand that can get us over that 3-2 finish line. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Trickster potentially huge here. Hey, good cards, good cards. You can't play around Smash to Smithereens, you know? If they have it, they have it. They're attacking with one land. Let's go. Let us go. If we get Mariner plus Curse Catcher here. I got the Mountain. And the Abrade? What? Well, at least we can Curse Catcher that. And Mariner. So I think we have a pretty high life total. They're going to go for Braid. I think I'm kind of priced into playing the Mariner here. And then also potentially vialing in the Curse Catcher. We could take some beats, but potentially just like stem the beats the following turn. So yeah, Mariner is the play here. They did see Curse Catcher last going with the Monomorphos, okay. Gonna let that resolve, I guess. Well, yeah, let that resolve. Only gonna have 3 mana here. Hopefully we don't just die. Braid, they have to pay, and then this Curse Catcher tax. So good. Taking 6, but we're going to have Trickster up. Kind of like that, actually. Limit the amount of spells that they can play. Tap down one of their creatures. Tick up Ethereal to 3. I doubt I'm going to be blocking with Mariner. Well, they keep drawing lands. Land after land after land after land. Another Braid. I'll have to pay for it. So no more lands for us would be kind of nice. Opponent did not attack with their 2/3 into my 2/2. Weird. I have so many lands. I feel like I can't just end with everybody here. I mean, I could potentially just get in with Mariner since he's not going to block anyway. What do you guys think about the attack situation here? Just get in with Trickster? I mean, sorry, just get in with Mariner? Again, I don't really know that I'm like super incentivized to block at all. I mean, are they just going to like bolt, swing for 9? Yeah, there's no good blocks, right? So we've got the tax from Mariner. We've got the Spell Pierce up. Yeah, I just like to think through everything. It's really nice playing with other experienced players also. You just get all right, so crash through. Yes. Now, yeah, I guess I have to let that one go. Because they can just pay for it. I mean, they weren't going to block, right? Why would they block? They're going to double block one of my 2/2s. Lord off the top should win. All right, they're trying to bolt Mariner. This is a good target for Pierce. I should have done that before you attacked the opponent. Come on, Lord. Let's go. I can just attack with everybody, play a Mariner and untap one of my attackers. Seems fine, right? That's the idea. That's the idea. Another crash through. I was just about to say, like, I just hope they don't start with crash through. The one card that kind of like really get us. They have to pay 2 for this though, so this is maxing out. I think we're alive here. If they pay for both, they're gonna have a bunch of 3s. We block both 3s. We take 3 and go to 1. Oh, they chose not to pay. That's kind of wild. I mean, I'm pretty sure, we just have to block with both of these people, right? If I don't block, I'm just dead to anything. Well, let's think. It doesn't really matter here. Like, if they have literally any spell, and we don't block, we just die. But they, at the same time, they didn't pay for, this is rough. Rougher than I want it to be. Burst lightning on this dude. What? They have to target their own creatures. So I'm set to take 6 here now. It looks like it's... Oh, if they have another thing to target one of their creatures. Wow. Opponent so techie with targeting their own creatures. Jesus. Nice lines. Yeah, I know I'm dead. But we will be on the play in game 3. Man. Very cool. They got through the double Mariner, so they had just the right amount of land, just the right amount of spells. Very nice. Do we change anything on the play versus on the draw? They've been drawing tons of lands, so I don't know. Again, with monocolored deck, you're not really going to color through them, and hoping that they mulligan to low lands is never a really good strategy. I still don't really like Dismember. I've never, Dismember's not. It's kind of scary against burn decks. I know Magicus. I remember you said that you like Dismember, but I don't know. I'll take a couple more thoughts on Dismember. Like anybody else, really like Dismember against Prowess? Talks, thoughts? Let's go quick here, guys. I don't wanna get too close on time without any thoughts that people might have. Yeah, but it's like forcing ourselves to take 4. Don't really like that. I prefer to just go with our tempo bears. You generally play, all right, if people want me to play Dismember against Prowess, I'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. And then in that case, what am I going to trim? I think I trim a force. I really only like forcing their light of the stages. I can trim 1 Reach, and we'll run it back. Force on Lava Dart could be good, but it's kind of situational. I mean, this is a pretty hateful hand. But we've seen the power of the Mariner. I mean, this is a lot of mana, right? It's basically 5 lands if you count Ether Vial. Tux likes it. We go turn 1 Ether Vial, turn 2 Damping Sphere. All right. It's borderline. I like having Ether Vials, obviously. Opponent kept 7. Well, we've got a lot of creatures in our deck, Magicus. And Vial makes Damping Sphere not really matter against us. Creatures. All right, I mean, oh, God. All the abrades. All the abrades. Or did they? I mean, if they just got a ton of lands, they're probably okay. Yeah, I think I like Vial here as well. I can't double spell anyway beyond that. Oh God. That is a card I would like to dismember for sure. Spell Pierce, I still get punched in the face for a bunch of damage. So I can leave back Mutavault to hopefully try to trade with Kiln Fiend, and then Spell Pierce, any removal on Mutavault. I think that's probably the best line here. And then I can Violin both of my creatures next turn. Oh, this is hitting all these land drops. It's like land drop, braid, triple creature. All right, well, this is working out fairly well. We're still going to get hit. Browse tree resolves, and this is not going to resolve. I don't know. This guy's been getting pretty nutty hands. Triple creature with the braids. We're drawing lands. So it looks like play Wandervine Hub. I'm probably going to just cycle the Waterlogged Grove. I should just play the Mariner now. Doesn't really matter. Though I could just cycle the Waterlogged Grove now, potentially draw a Curse Catcher. Like if I'm gonna crack this anyway, I might as well just crack it now. Straight 2 attacks. Can probably only play 1 spell. Crash Through is a sorcery. Are we gonna block here and then Violent Lord? They've got 4 cards in hand. I feel like I kind of need to block here. Now they can still have a card and target like their own creature. We saw that happen already. Like if they have another Burst Lightning or Lava Dart, they can still target their own creature and it will still eat the oh no, wait, because of Damping Sphere. I like it. Damping Sphere doing a good job. All right, well, opponent has 3 cards. And they're at 17 life. And they can't play another creature. All right, Damping Sphere. I have my one Regery and my bounce dudes, so these lands. Cards on the table. Is the opponent actually not hitting their 4th land drop? Because Mariner wasn't dealt any non-combat damage. Opponent gonna kill one of my lords, I guess. So attacks not looking too good here. Pass the turn. Opponent getting lands. They can cast a couple spells here. Steam Kiln. Steam Kin. My bad, not Kiln. Right, opponent probably also not liking their attacks too much. Let's go deck. We've had enough blood in this league. So I think I have to attack a little bit here. Ducks, what's the attack here? Attack with everybody? No, I can't do that. Or just hold back, right? Ship in with catcher and slam the lord now. This is tricky. Let's see what they do. All right, just take it. I think I just pass. Maybe I can do some tricks with this this lord here. Okay, they can't cast any more spells now. Or I guess they can. I could counter it with Curse Catcher. Or no, because it gets taxed by Mariner and by Sphere. Okay, seize one time. Or I took my seize out, huh? Full crunch. I can't lose to their attack next turn, just leaving one blocker back. Could have attacked with 3 guys though. Light up the stage is probably not going to get there. I feel like I should probably. Well, I've got Curse Catcher up. Lava Dart. That damping sphere was really nice this game. Pretty sure this is just locked up here now. Yeah, but I don't, they can't target my stuff, so they don't have trample right now. So my guys can all die, and I've got 3 damage on the crackback, or 4 damage on the crackback. Although they could cast a lava dart. Hang on, they could cast a lava dart. Oh, they've got the 3 mana here. Interesting. Well, I've still got Curse Catcher up. So what is this targeting? One of their own creatures? Or the Lord here. Okay. And I think we just counter this? No. I think it's fine. I think opponent's just conceding, so got there. Okay, well, 3 and 2. Honestly, I really like the feel of this deck. It seemed like the cards that are in the sideboard are appropriate there. Like Chalice, I didn't really want it, I don't think, in the main deck. But when it came in, it was good, where it needed to be good. Damping Sphere was excellent. We got Dredge with Ashiok. And Mariner's just been excellent all night. So who was saying that that Sphere is bad in the matchup? Was that Magicus? Anyhow, I guess, I can see Dismember against Prowess because, particularly against Kiln Fiend, you just take less damage in the long run. Man, the tax plan is so good. I think, honestly, like, there's so much burn right now, and this guy is just, like, the nuts against those kinds of red decks that, like, in a more balanced metagame, like, 3 might be where you want to be. I could totally see being happy with 4 Unsettled Mariners. The Cavern of Souls didn't hurt us at all tonight. It's not like we needed to play Deprive or Ashiok and didn't have mana. Let's see, what are you guys saying? You think the problem is they screwed up by not abrading Sphere? It's probably correct, actually, right? Because Sphere just like jammed them up like every turn of that game. So yeah, I think they probably definitely could have won. So probably definitely. They definitely would have had a better shot. I think we can say that. Blue-white is so much nicer versus Prowess because you can protect those plays like Sphere and Chalice. Super clearly didn't play against Sphere before. Yeah, so I guess we got to benefit off of our opponent's inexperience. I didn't really hear your guys' thoughts on Brazen Borrower in the Prowess matchup. It just seems like sort of like some kind of fog, basically, right? Like they pump up one of their creatures and you bounce it, and that's that. Not really playing it for the body because it dies to Lava Dart. So what are you guys saying here? Because a red Prowess pilot with that experience would snap that raid off on Sphere all day, every day. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. We didn't get to play Chalice against them. Are you guys are on board with Borrower in the matchup as just being like a bad Echoing Truth, basically? And I'm pretty sure C's, like, it's the right call to take them out. If it gets to the point where they have to block, we're probably winning anyway. Spell Pierce is really good with this guy. Like, I could see going up like to like 3 Spell Pierces, but maybe it's nicely balanced now with the 2 Curse Catchers. Chalice in the main is better in game 1 because they have, well, yeah. I mean, do they have any main deck answers? Do they? I don't know that they run like anything like main deck Abrade. Fluster Storms. Well, Flusterstorms, let's see. This hits all non-creatures, whereas Flusterstorm hits what? Instants and sorceries? I don't think I have any in my... Yeah, let's open that up a little bit. See if we can find Flusterstorm and check it out. Instant or sorcery. So Bar is fine as a safety valve versus Kiln Fiend. Yeah, I mean, just bounce spells are pretty good. I actually played like old school, just like Fog for a little while in my old like my 60 card Soul Herder deck, and Fog was such a blowout against them one time. They had like 30 damage on board, and I fogged, and the opponent just said, "Wow." Fog, gotta love it. Yeah, Kiln Fiend is a beast. I had earlier today. I had a really nice board state with Soul Herder, and I just needed like one more turn, but I didn't have a path. I didn't have anything to stop Kiln Fiend, and it just like 18'd me on turn 3. Well, I appreciate the offer, Tux, but do we really feel like excuse me, do we really feel like Fluster is better than Spell Pierce in this build? I mean, only hitting instants and sorceries is kind of rough, right? Don't we want to be able to hit like planeswalkers, I don't know, enchantments and such against like ad nauseum? I'm pretty sure that was our first matchup today, right? I kind of like Spell Pierce, but it's cool to like maybe keep Flusterstorm in mind. What do you guys think about the fourth Force of Negation, the fourth Mariner? It's always the case with Merfolk that like you just get to the edge of the deck, and it's always impossible to say with any like conviction, like, oh, we need this card as the fourth, or we need this card as whatever. Yeah, I kind of like Spell Pierce right here, like in this build. And honestly, like I've been my first impression with Force of Negation playing Merfolk was obviously is pretty positive. It's a great addition to the deck. But we're not a deck that generates a lot of card advantage. So pitching cards is like a real cost for us. So like against Dredge, we had like one creature in hand and force, and it's like, okay, I guess I'll pitch I'll pitch like my one creature or something like that. So maybe 3 is like the sweet spot. I know like in Legacy some people run like 3 Force of Wills, and then they'll have like the 4th Force of Will in the sideboard. Any suggestions, guys, about whatever, like the mana base? I think Mutavault got in for some damage. It also blocked a Kiln Fiend, which was awesome. So I think I like being on 2 Mutavault. I think Rothgar's really down on this card, but he's been on blue-green for a long time, and Mutavault's a much harder card to play in blue-green. Yeah, I mean the 4th Mariner would be nice. Dogfish, I agree. Force is more necessary when they're 1 to 2. It's more necessary specifically because those 1 to 2s will get recurred. I'm sorry, what do you mean 1 to 2 when they're 1 to 2? Force is more. You guys are talking about the mana, right? So yeah, like if we're hitting even like Bubble, right? Like forcing a Bubble against a Lurrus deck could be pretty good. So Dogfish, are you suggesting that the 4th Force of Negation is the way to go? In which case, you know what? I can totally see trimming the 2 Harbingers. Like I've never really loved this card, but if we trim 2 Harbingers and just go up 1 Mariner and 1 Force, to me that's like improvement. So like if we trim those 2, and we just drop that 4th Mariner in and get the 4th Force of Negation. I have seen Neoform in like almost every single league, and when I didn't see it in this league, I saw ad nauseum, so kind of balances out. I mean, drops the creature count a little bit, but really ups these high impact cards. this is not really a super tempo-friendly metagame, I think, right? Like, Lurrus is just going to bury us. So, getting Unsettled Mariner down if they're slightly low on mana could just really jam up plays like recurring Seal of Fire. I mean, but they could draw they could draw like 10 cards off of Bauble. So it seems to me like it is a kind of a sad force, but got to do what you got to do. You guys agree with trimming the 2 Harbingers, going up Unsettled Mariner and the Force of Negation? These are 2 very, very high impact cards. And I've just always not really loved Harbinger. It's a fine sort of card at the edges of the deck if you're really not sure what to run. But this deck really has a plan. It's looking to tax the opponent, not going overboard with 4 curse catchers or anything, just like sneaking 2 in, extra counterspell effect, a little bit of early aggression. You're probably weak to humans like this. Well, I mean, if you ever go up Force of Negation, you're just going to sort of instantly be weak to like extremely creature heavy decks, right? But Pierce tonight, like if you guys remember the situations where it got used, it's not really so much, that I see your point that Deprive can hit creatures, great, but against humans they're going to have Cavern of Souls, right? Deprive is still bad against humans. Spell Pierce is great because it costs 1 mana, right? So on turn 3, we were able to block Kiln Fiend and hold up Spell Pierce. Like Deprive would be super clunky there, right? I think against creature decks, we've got 10 Lords. Against humans, we've got Unsettled Mariner to tax their Reflector Mages and Deputies and stuff. It can't be like incredibly strong against every kind of deck. But things like Force are going to be like powerhouses against pretty broad swaths of the metagame, right? Like everything from Prowess and Burn to Control and Combo. Similar for Mariner, right? Like Deprive having less of an expiration date and playing better with Chalice are relevant too. Dogfish says you like it and play blue-white in specific non-creature heavy metas. So Dogfish, what are you saying exactly? What do you like? You like Deprive or you like Spell Pierce? Non-creature heavy metas. Right. So I think we're talking about Spell Pierce here. Just want some clarification. Trying to just I do kind of, I mean, like, I don't know that Harbinger really fixes humans that much because against humans a lot of the time, you've got Mantis Rider with, it's got Vigilance and they've got a lot of ETB value, so bouncing one of their creatures with Harbinger, they can just recast it. So I don't think that like taking out Harbingers even like really weakens the matchup that much. I mean, if I start to see humans a lot, then sure. But Hushbringer is symmetrical, right? So that's kind of obnoxious against us as well. I think we lose our Regery triggers, we lose our Silver Guild triggers, we lose our Trickster triggers. All right, cool. So Dogfish, we're on the same page. Honestly, the sideboard seemed really tight. I'm a little bit doubting of Selfless Spirit. I don't think there's too many Wraths in the format right now. And speaking of Wrath, we saw like literal Wrath of God tonight. So I guess Selfless Spirit could have helped there, but Force of Negation counters Wrath of God, obviously. Anger of the Gods, haven't seen it in a long time. No, it's creatures entering the battlefield. Hushbringer says creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger, and Regery triggers when creatures enter the battlefield, right? So I gotta make these guys bigger. Creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger, right? And so Regery is a oh no, it's casting, of course. I'm sorry guys, that's embarrassing. I know it's a cast trigger. Please leave me alone. I know it's a cast trigger. I literally made like a 6-hour series on how to play Merfolk, and I forgot for a second that Mirror Regery is a cast trigger. It's late. I just streamed five matches. I've got a light in my face. Forgive me. Losing one seems the first place to shave. Streaming's fine. That's ridiculous that I just said Regery is an ETB thing. What I was thinking is that, you know, it itself doesn't have an ETB trigger. It gets triggered from other things, but it's not ETB, it's just cast. Anyhow, really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I'm going to be streaming Merfolk every Wednesday. And honestly, I really like this build. Particularly, I think it's going to be a bit stronger with this couple of tweaks I just made. I can think about the sideboard between now and next Wednesday. Maybe trim one of those Selfless Spirits. Tidebinder Mage, yes, absolutely. I completely agree with that. This past weekend when I played Mono Blue, I was running 4 Tidebinders, and it's just like no brainer. Could you imagine like Tidebinder against that Prowess deck right now? It would just be like such a massacre. Just like tap down your Kiln Fiend. Like I don't really care about the other two, you know. So let's see. Trim Spirit. I don't know that we need 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate necessarily. Let's shrink those guys back down. So like these 2 cards, Chalice as a 4 of. Can I trim on one of the Chalices? Do you guys think? Dismember as a 2 of is just fine. Extra counter spells is just fine. But we did add the 4th force here, and we've got these guys. So maybe I can trim a Deprive. Maybe we trim 1 Rest in Peace, and we just run like 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop on Grave Hate. 3 Chalice could be good. Also 3 Tidebinder Mage. As of late, been enjoying as a bear. Yeah, I know for sure. That's definitely true. You definitely do bring in Tidebinder Mages like against the mirror and stuff like that. Take out your forces typically. So maybe trim. I don't know. Like I like Tidebinder Mage a lot. Like I'm happy to run all 4, honestly. 3 Chalice, maybe just 1 Deprive since we added a force in, and so we've got that counterspell count up at the same level. You mean for like you would just run another relic, maybe Graft Digger's Cage or something like that? Anybody else have an opinion on Rest in Peace? I already trimmed 1. Yeah, and Relic helps us keep cards in hand for like Force of Negation. But Relic is kind of the non-bow with wow, I gotta go back up to 1 here on the quantity. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm going to have late dinner. If you haven't followed the channel yet, please do that. It's going to alert you when I start a stream. I might stream between now and next Wednesday. I'm doing Soul Herder on Mondays and Merfolk on Wednesdays at this point. I've got a Twitter account now. If you're using Twitter, it's just Twitter/MerfolkJoe. I am going to attempt to see who else is streaming right now. Looks like Cedric A. Phillips is streaming. Actually, the Asian Avenger is streaming. I'm gonna send you guys, try to send you guys to the Asian Avenger. All right, so hopefully that works. You guys should go check out a little bit of the Asian Avengers channel. Tell them I say hello, and please join me next Wednesday when I'll be back. Hopefully, just jamming this white blue build, which just feels like a lot of fun. Doesn't really feel like we're missing out too much with Lurrus, but we talk about it more in the Discord. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Really appreciate it.